EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the heart of Texas and the very wonderful AT&T Stadium in Arlington. A moment ago, here was the scene with the Cowboys emerging from their tunnel. It was loud. It's still loud. We're ready for football as the Cowboys get set to match up with the Atlanta Falcons. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now a play fake here on first down. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jeff Heath. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20.
Well, partner, that was not a good omen right there. The very first play from scrimmage, you just want to give yourself a nice, simple throw and hopefully get yourself into a rhythm. That is the last thing you're expecting. And now you put your defense in a tough spot right from the word go.
47.
Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. A second down throw for Prescott. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Grady Jarrett breaking through to get him for a loss of 7. They'll need a big play here. Will Dak and the Cowboys after the sack. It's 3rd and long. From the shotgun, it's Prescott. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain. It's a gain of 9 yards. And it'll be 4th down.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could, but let's face it, that sack on second down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. It certainly did.
Yeah, he did everything he could there trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough. Prescott to throw on 4th. He hits Beasley right side. And he's not able to get away. He is stopped well short of a first down. For the Falcons, Charles, we've talked all year about the injuries that they had in 2018, and you kind of touched on it earlier, too. It's hard to get around them, though, when you look back at this past year. So they go to 7-9, and I know that that's not what they wanted, but with all the injuries, is that okay?
It would be if you didn't think you were going to the Super Bowl. You know, if you didn't think you had a chance at that, and they did going into the season. But when you lose your starting safeties in Ricardo Allen and Keanu Neal, your middle linebacker, Deion Jones, for a long stretch of time, you end up starting 1-4. Then in the second half of the season, you have a 5-game losing streak. 7-9 is actually better than I thought that they were finishing because of those 2 long losing streaks.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. The former Indiana Hoosier here, Tevin Coleman. And he'll lose yardage here, back to the 15. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. On 3rd down, Ryan. And he's got Sanu. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A big 3rd down conversion with a gain of 28.
So how do you beat man coverage? First of all, you want to be a superior receiver, but you know something, that guy who's covering you, he's usually pretty good too. So the corner route is usually a great spot to get it done.
Now Ryan on 1st down. Caught on the right side by Jones. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
Get up!
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Here's Coleman. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Going underneath, it's Coleman. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. It's an 8-yard pickup, and all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
2nd down pass play got them 8 yards. Now they've got a 3rd and a couple remaining.
There we go.
This is Coleman. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. They go play action here on first down. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Nothing open downfield, and he had to get that one out in a hurry because he just knew he was about to take a big shot. Probably couldn't get his legs into the throw. Became an all-arm throw, trying to check it down to his running back. Incomplete.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. Down to the 30 after a gain of 3.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
An 8-play drive to this point. So here's play number 9 on 3rd and 7. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
And it's complete. Hooper. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Austin Hooper, 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Falcons are in for 6. It's good, and that gives the Falcons a 7-0 lead. Here's Bosher to kick it away. Well, Charles, as the Cowboys take over here, what do you think of the season that Dallas had? Yes, they get in the playoffs, but that's now 6 straight divisional round games that they've lost.
And that doesn't make you feel great as an organization. But think about this season. They started 3-5, ended up winning their division. Questions about their head coach Jason Garrett's future. They finished 7-1 to claim that 3rd NFC East title in 5 years. And then they added a playoff win over Seattle as well. So I think the future looks good for Dallas. I also like what they're building in terms of Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott on offense. But how about on defense? They got 2 of the better young linebackers in the league, and Jalen Smith and Leighton Vander Esch. Build around them and watch for the Cowboys to be in the mix in years to come.
They give them a gain of 37. A first down throw for Prescott. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant.
Oh, man, partner, this is something cornerbacks love to do, and that's outthink a quarterback. If you get a sense that they're going to throw a quick out route or a quick hitch, you can just lay back an extra yard or 2, but then really put your foot in the turf and drive on the football. And here I think he baited the quarterback into the throw and made it pay off.
After the interception, here's Ryan. And it's caught over the middle. Hooper. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Now Ryan going to give it to Freeman. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on third down? Ryan on the handoff. It's Freeman. And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. To throw again, Ryan. And finding the tight end, Hooper. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
Brandon, they didn't get everything they wanted out of that play, but the tight end did. And I don't mean it in a positive way. Great job of him holding on after absorbing that big hit.
It's caught. Jones. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
All the skills were on display on that big-time play. How about him blasting off the line of scrimmage, deep downfield, sells the post pattern in a big way, and that's really pretty easy to do because all defenders are taught not to get beat in the middle of the field. Then how about the agility to break it off towards the corner? Really nicely thrown ball. Awesome completion.
A first chance in the red zone for the Falcons now. They've got it 1st and goal at the 6. Coleman, and he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Calvin Ridley from 6 yards away. And the Falcons will extend their lead. On those slants, everything happens so quickly. What makes it work?
The timing between the passer and the receiver. In this case, a slant route ordinarily is probably about 3 steps before you go on the slant. In this amount of time, I think it was a 2-step deal. Boom, put his foot in the ground and got inside for the pass.
Got inside for the pass, got inside for the catch and the score.
It's working.
Here's the Dallas offense now, heading back out onto the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least 3 points, get that pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. And a stoppage here, a timeout before this third down play takes place. As the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. Prescott from the gun. And he's able to hook up with Michael Gallup. A gain of 26 on the third down conversion. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables, otherwise they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Here we go, 47.
Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. Escaping the pressure right. And he comes back with one complete. And before they can run this 3rd down play, we're going to get a timeout, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter. Prescott yet again. Flushed out right. He can run, and I think the ball's out. And this is going to get out of bounds, so they will gain a bit of yardage on the play, actually, and they'll hold on to the football as well.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
Here we go, 47. Here we go, 46, 46.
4th down, Prescott. Flush to his right. Now he'll let it go deep right side. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds. Jason Garrett might be wanting to reconsider the decision to go for it there. And the Falcons defense stands tall. They'll get the football back. On first down, Ryan. And he can't escape the pressure. Ryan goes down. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So the sack pushes him back, and now 3rd and long for Ryan and the Falcons. Final play of the half. It's Ryan. Forced out to his left. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Out come the Cowboys now as they'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the 2nd half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never wanted to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the 2nd half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. And Duke Riley will get credit for the tackle.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. On 3rd down, it's Prescott, eluding the pressure right. And that's caught by Beasley. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. But down it's 1st down. Prescott hooking up with Beasley. Prescott looks to throw on first. Escaping the pressure right. Oh, Prescott stripped. And the Falcons say they have it. They do.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk-reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
No, should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it, but I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option, taking care of the ball, getting what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about any more.
Following the fumble recovery, it's Ryan. He completes it to Jones. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. A gain of 6 there on first.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. DeMarcus Lawrence bringing the pressure again, and that is his 3rd sack here tonight. On 3rd down, Ryan. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Jones. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Julio Jones, 39 yards. And the Falcons capitalize on the fumble and turn it into 6. Here's Bosher to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
Off play action to Elliott. Here's Prescott. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A really good pickup of 28 yards. Nothing in that first half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a 1st and 10. Prescott to throw it. Flushed out right. Wide open receiver complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a 1st down again.
46.
On 1st and 10, Prescott flush to his right. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a 1st down.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. Amari Cooper from 10 yards out, and the Cowboys cut into that lead. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was a super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball out of the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Back now in Arlington. Second and 6, just inside the 30. Here's Coleman on the toss. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow him down.
He's airing it out for Sanu, and he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed, if there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. The Falcons will go for it. It's Ryan. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. And out across midfield down to the 45. 27 yards, a big play there on fourth. Ryan now 5 straight completions here in this second half. First and 10. They run the play fake to Coleman. Now Ryan. And now he'll tuck it and run. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's second down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on first and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or, even worse, an interception.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down.
Hey, Tuesday, 21.
Now the first carry for Brian Hill. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. On third down, Ryan. Throw right side, caught by Ridley. And that'll bring up fourth down. He loses 4, and it brings up fourth. They're going on fourth down. It's Ryan. And he's got Sanu. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Not often do fourth down conversions result in 23 yards, but that's the case here. First down. They're not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up first and 10. Throwing now, Ryan on first down. Here's Sanu on the catch. A gain of 6 there on first.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Ryan to Sanu, good for an Atlanta first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
On second down, Hill. A nice display of powerful running, but it takes him only to the 7. He's dropped there. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a third down.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. Dancing to his left. He dropped it. Couldn't hang on in the end zone. So no 6 points, incomplete.
Just looking at it from a defensive perspective, when you break the huddle in the red zone, tight end is one of the guys you've got a key on because quarterbacks want the ball in their hands fast in this position, and they want to get it to someone. And in this case, he had the play. They just didn't complete it.
Fourth down. Here's Ryan. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. Oh, very close to a turnover there in the end zone. Dan Quinn's guys unable to come through there on fourth down. And the Cowboys defense is going to get them the football back.
46. 47. 26.
A first down throw for Prescott. And now Prescott is going to be taken down. He couldn't get away, and that's a safety. Well, this defense has been smothering all game long. Why not give them 2 more points here in the closing minutes?
Well, they've certainly earned it. They've gotten the better of this offensive line for 4 quarters, and this sack here will just be a little icing on the cake.
So we're not trying to play no FIFA? I don't play FIFA, G. I'm trying to actually try though. No, I'm playing.